Hello, hello. We are live. I hope you are doing well. This is Heather from Prosperity Flow Coaching, and this is our Ask a Business Coach session that is coming out to you every single month with, today's topic, we're going to talk about what might be stopping you from being successful. So every topic or every month we're going to have a different topic, and at some point I'm thinking I might even get some super expert people to come and chat with me and help you maybe move yourself forward through whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And it happened that today's session coincided with Make It Happen Monday. So I released little video tips on Mondays on my Instagram, and then I share them over to Facebook. Today's Make It Happen Monday, I was referring to a webinar I was actually in this morning through the Certified Coaching Federation. It was just a quick little Monday morning motivation, and we were talking about productivity hacks, which kind of coincided with the topic that I was planning for today, which is about sometimes we're busy, busy, busy. Somehow it's become a you know, cachet thing to do to always say, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so busy. Everybody's always busy. But are you busy at the right things? And sometimes I know when I get to the end of the week, I know that people will ask me and I'll say that I was busy and it's true. I was super busy all week, but I don't feel like I've achieved anything. So, if you tune into my Wednesday Build a Better Business videos, I think it was way back in February, I talked about um, things that might be stopping you from actually getting down to the things you need to be done. You can be super busy, but not productive, right? So, circling around, going back to the webinar today, we were talking about productivity hacks. We only actually got to two of them because we limit them to those ones to a half an hour, but it was interesting. One of them was on focus, and it coincided with just going to pull up my thing here, it coincided with some of the maximizing your productivity that I was talking about back in February and March. So focus is so important in your business, so important. And one of the ways you get focus is by knowing what you're focusing on, right? So um, when we're working in our businesses, there's always going to be stuff that we're trying to, um, there's always going to be things coming up. There's always going to be things that need to get done. The to-do list when you're a small business owner never ends. But to help you keep working towards your goals, you need to have a goal, but you also need to evaluate each of these things that you're working on to decide if they're helping you towards your goals. So some of the things that can kind of slow you down and keep you from getting to where you're going. So one of those things, I mean, I phrased it as lack of commitment, but it could just be that you're not all in. One of the things we talked about today in the webinar was passion. So if you really want to achieve something, and sometimes I feel like passion is a bit overused, and you can tell me if you agree with me or not, but sometimes I feel like passion is like everybody just throws it around like, oh, you had to find your passion, follow your passion. But if you use it in the context of it's something that you're really going to commit to, you're passionate about it, you are committed to it enough, and you can translate that into passion that you're going to put all of your efforts into that, right? So it's like, are you all in? It doesn't mean you can't have fun. It doesn't mean you can't do other things in your life. But if there's something you want to achieve, you really got to commit yourself to doing it. So for instance, people who want to get fit. I'm going to use that as an example since I'm also in the healthcare industry. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a yoga teacher, and I'm a massage therapist. I know. Uh, they just integrate really well together, those things. So people will say, oh, I'm so out of shape. And I say to them, well, let's figure out how to get you into shape. And then they're super keen, and you can see this in January, usually at the gyms when they're open. People say, I want to get into shape, but they aren't actually committed to it. They like the idea, but it's not important enough for them to follow through and to actually do those works. So having their goal and doing the steps to get there. So lack of commitment is one of those things that's going to keep you from actually getting to where you want to go, right? Distractions. That's another thing is distractions. Oh my gosh, distractions. Don't even get me started. So we all procrastinate, and we all, will kind of go off the rails every now and then. But distractions are pretty huge, especially right now in our world. Those cat videos, the endless scrolling. I heard a statistic that said that the average, I think they were talking about millennials, but I don't want to single out millennials, was people scroll the height of the empire of the Statue of Liberty every single day on their phones, their smart devices. And I feel sometimes like smart devices is a bit of a misnomer. Like it's almost like they're making us not smart. They're making us not as smart as we could be. So I feel like smart devices are smart because they're in charge of us. So one thing to do for yourself is to use your time wisely. So there was another stat I heard recently where I was listening to an audiobook called 24/6 by Tiffany Shlain. If you get a chance, check it out. It's an excellent book, and it's talking about how technology has done a lot, but it's also changed a lot and taken away a lot. And to take back your productivity time, you need to take away some distractions. So she had a stat, I think it was 23%, no, 23 minutes. If you are distracted by your social media or anything, any distraction, it takes you 23 minutes to get back to your focus, the thing that you're focusing on. So I personally, recently, I have a smartphone, obviously, because it's 2020 and everybody has them, and I have my apps on them, and I'm on social media. I'm not anti-social media, obviously, but every time someone posted something, every time a friend did something, it comes up in your phone and you get all these little icons. Something's happening, something's happening. And for me personally, those things just I can't ignore them. I have to go, and even if I know it's nothing and I'm just going to swipe it to get rid of it, I have to go and look and see what it was. So for me personally, what I've done is I've turned off all notifications. It's a bit scary, I know. Some of the people I've told are like, "Oh, you've turned off your notifications. How will you know what's going on?" But seriously, really? I mean, I was joking with my husband, I grew up in a time, and you may have as well, where we actually didn't have smartphones. All phones were attached to the wall, and when you needed to know something, you would either wait for the information to come, or you would go phone somebody, or, send a letter, watch TV. But seriously, so I've turned off all my notifications. It's okay. Look, I'm still alive. Everything's still all right. And I pick when I'm done something, when I have time. Maybe I'll even end up putting it in my calendar when I'm going to go to social media and check what's going on. Now, I haven't turned off notifications for phone calls or text messages because those things are usually things that I need to address. But I've turned off all the notifications from all my apps. And let me tell you, it's actually pretty awesome that I actually am calmer. My phone doesn't distract me as much, and I've only been doing it for less than a week, but I already feel like I'm getting more done, which is pretty cool. So there's something to help you with your productivity, right? Turn off your distractions. If you can't turn off your notifications, when you need to work on something, put your phone somewhere else. Close your email, close the other things on your computer if you're working on your computer. I will actually close my email and I'll close my Facebook so they don't distract me when I'm trying to work on something on my computer. Another suggestion for you. For small business owners, a large thing, this might sound counterintuitive, is you have too much freedom. Yeah, too much freedom. If you go into business for yourself with this idea that you're going to be the boss, which is pretty super awesome, right? You're like, yeah, I'll be in charge. It's all about me. I get to decide what happens. But what can happen is it's like when people first go to university, right? Woohoo! They just spend the first month or two partying, and then the midterms come. You're like, oh crap! I should have been studying all this time. Too much freedom, right? And less they're really good and really disciplined. I mean, I remember when I went to university first year, I was like, I got to the midterms, or they announced the midterms. I was like, oh no. So you try to play catch up. So being your own boss, it just means that you are the boss. You do get to decide how much work you're going to do, when you're going to do your work, how your business is going to run, which is all amazing. But you need to make sure that you don't give yourself too much free time, that you actually stay on top of the things you need to get done. Like I said at the beginning of this, the to-do lists are never going to end, but you can prioritize which ones are going to help you, which ones need to get done, and schedule them. It actually makes my life easier if I schedule the things I need to get done in my calendar, because then I can see it and I know it'll get done. Hopefully. Sometimes I don't give myself enough time for them, but that's okay. And related actually to too much freedom is accountability, right? And when you're the boss, no one is holding you accountable. You don't have another boss standing over top of you saying, where's that report? You didn't do this thing. You didn't post that thing. So sometimes being your own boss, having that freedom is super duper. Well, I'll say it's super duper because I'm my own boss, but you have to be willing to hold yourself accountable to make sure that if you've committed to yourself that you're going to get something done, that you're going to do it. So I committed to these videos, these live streams every month. So this is number 2. But so far, so good, right? I've committed to myself. I committed to every Wednesday releasing a recorded video on YouTube, and I've been doing that since February. I think I missed 2 weeks in the early COVID days because, you know, life went a little crazy. But I've been committed to myself that I would do those every week. And every Friday, the Freedom Friday, little Monday and Friday, just a little, hey, how are you idea for the week, to beginning of the week and the end of the week. And I'm working hard to keep myself accountable. What also keeps me accountable actually is having to talk to my coach, because I have to tell him having a coach is super. I have to tell him what I'm committing to, and um, when I haven't done what I was supposed to do. And when I say excuses of why I haven't done things, I mean, I think I sound lame. I mean, coaches are never going to be mean. Coaches are never going to give you a hard time. It's just that accountability partner. It's like a workout buddy, right? People work out more when they have a workout buddy. Having someone help you be accountable is super helpful. But if you have the skill to be accountable to yourself, more power to you. Use that. Use that. You're probably doing great, right? Also, something small business owners don't have, and I was talking to, if you have heard of the Professional Speakers Federation, I am a member of the Professional Speakers Federation, and I was talking to Chris Scapatura the other day, and we were talking about small businesses and some personalities, and I am one of those personalities. You are the jack of all trades, right? You do everything. You build your own website. Yep, I've done that. You do all your own videos. You do all your own editing. You write your own copy. You do everything. And it's true. Small business owners are a jack of all trades, and it is kind of fun actually to do everything yourself. But at the same time, is that the best use of your time? And this is a conversation that I was having with Chris. You know, you don't have to know how to do everything. Sometimes it's in your best interest to bring in the people, the experts who know how to do things. And I mean, you're going to be there to guide what's happening because it's your business, and you want to be able to ensure that it aligns with your business, that's effective, it's helpful, it's progressing your business. But at the same time, you don't have to build your own website, right? There's so many people who are experts at that. You don't have to design your own logo. This was something I caught myself trying to do the other day, and I stopped myself like, why am I designing my own logo? I can get someone else to do that for me. Why am I uploading all of these videos? I can pay someone to do that for me. Virtual assistants are amazing. So in the beginning, you might be in that position where you are doing everything. And often people say they can't afford it, right? But if you listen to a lot of the webinars, books, entrepreneurial sites, it's almost like they're saying you can't afford not to. So just beginning to get people to do the things that are taking up your time that have lower value, that frees up your time to go and do the things that actually have more value, will pay more into your business. So then you have more money. It's like this cycle, right? So find ways to free up your time by getting other people to do things of, less value isn't the best way to say it, but it's the only way I can think of right now. So finding a way to find people who can do things for you so you can free up your time to focus on the things that are going to make your business successful. Right? Right. And oh yeah, I haven't said this for a few minutes, but if you have questions, this is Ask a Coach. So stick some questions in the comment box. It'll come up for me. Or even if you have comments like, hell yeah, I like those too. And so if you don't have the support you need, right? You're going to have you're going to try and do everything and you're going to lose out on sleep, and sleep is super important. The next thing that might be causing you some problems is maybe you haven't set any boundaries. And small business owners, I have a home office, obviously. This is my home office. And I also have another office, but this is my home office. And when you go to work, sometimes your friends will, it's the part of being your own boss. Your friends will go, oh, you're the boss. You can take the day off. Let's go out and play. Let's go out and do this. Or if you say to your family, I just need to go do something. I need to get this done. Oh, no, you can do that later. And that's not to say that you're going to ignore your family or your friends, but clear boundaries are having friends and family understand that when you say you're going to work, you're going to work, even if it's in the house. Pardon me. Even if it's in the house. One moment. Green tea. Oh, by the way, shout out to my friend, Wheelband Pottery from Hamilton Potters Guild. I got this at the recent pottery show out in Hamilton. Love my mug. So where was I? Oh, yes. We were talking about boundaries. So and maybe it's just a conversation, sitting down with them and saying, look, if I worked downtown and I put on my suit and I got in the car and I commuted and then I got on the GO train and I got to work, you wouldn't bother me, right? I would be at work. It'd be understood I'm at work. So the same thing applies when I'm working from home or working on my own business. When I'm at work, I need to be at work and I need to focus on the work I get done. That doesn't mean I don't have time for you. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't want to, enjoy my life, but I need to have some work time. I need to have some fun time. They need to be separate sometimes. So work can be fun. So finding some way to help them understand and have them help you stay focused when you need to be at work, right? If you end up in the kitchen, getting distracted, they can say, hey, aren't you supposed to be at work? Another thing that small business owners often struggle with is they think they're too busy because they're doing all these things to stop and make plans. But seriously, even if you take a full day, block it off in your calendar, and you might go somewhere to do it. I mean, we can't really go hang out in a Starbucks right now, but at some point we'll be back to life where we can hang out in places, somewhere where you can get yourself out of your distractions and think about your business and give it some attention. Um, make a plan of where you want your business to go. I find a lot of people will start their small business. They'll say, okay, awesome, I'm going to be a massage therapist. And they go out and do it. But they don't have any plans on how big they want their business to be, if they want to expand, if they want to have other therapists working for them, if they want to have more than one location, do they want to focus on this population? I'm just throwing out ideas of all the different ways you can have goals for your business, right? They think, okay, I'm going to be a massage therapist, or okay, I'm going to be a personal trainer, but they haven't thought beyond that with a target of where they want to go. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, when I worked in corporate, because I was a CPA for 15 years and I worked in corporate, we would take 5 days and the whole executive team would go off to a retreat, and we would plan and we would strategize and whiteboards and flip charts and have a mediator, and they're super useful. There's a reason big companies do these planning sessions. It's because they need a direction, they need somewhere to focus. Use that same, I'm going to call it technology, those same techniques that big companies use to be successful, they still translate to smaller companies, even if it's just you. Sit down with yourself, sit down with a piece of paper, whatever it needs, maybe it's your computer, and write for yourself. I have a little whiteboard that I use, and write for yourself how you want your business to look. And that's the beginning of the steps towards going to make sure that when you're working on something, you're actually moving yourself towards your goal. If you're caught in the middle of, you're spending a day working on something, you can pause and go, is this actually getting me to my goals? And if it's not, do I need to be doing it? Is it urgent? And if it's not, stop it. Go do something else, or find somebody to help you do it, right? And one more thing, why did you go into your business for yourself? That's something you might examine, right? When you're tired and you're overwhelmed with this giant to-do list of things and nothing stops and you're always putting out fires, even if it's just you. I mean, I work for myself. I don't have officially any staff most of the time. And I'm putting out fires and I was like, why am I doing this? But then you have to pause and go, w- and maybe you do this in your goal setting. Put it as the top of your goals. Why are you doing this anyway? Why did you want to be your own boss? Why did you want to go into this business? Write them down, put them somewhere, put them in your wallet, put them at the top of your goal chart, whatever it is. Stuff to remind you on those days that you're tired, that you're probably, that saying, if you're halfway through the forest, keep going. Don't turn around and go back, because then you just never get out of it, right? And for me, keeping my focus, keeping my work on those things that actually matter, keeping my attention and my focus on my circling back to that thing I talked about at the beginning of the webinar from this morning, keeping my focus and my passion on my rabbit, because if you chase two rabbits, you'll catch neither of them, right? I liked that analogy. So chasing that one rabbit, the thing that helps me often is actually my coach and keeping my attention. Also my spouse, he helps me keep my attention as well. So today, that was my list of things that might be keeping you from being productive. So I'm going to go back over those in case you came in late. So are you all in? Have you actually committed to this one goal? If you don't know what your goal is, you're going to figure that out in your planning session, right? So what are you working towards? And are all of your efforts going towards that? Get rid of your distractions. Turn off your social media notifications, or just sometimes I'll turn my phone off when I need to focus on something. Watching out about having too much freedom. Are you letting yourself have too much fun, like the beginning of university? Are you holding yourself accountable? And if you have trouble holding yourself accountable, do you have someone helping you hold yourself accountable? Do you have the support you need? Are you doing the jobs that somebody else should be doing so you can focus on the things that will make your business more successful financially and otherwise? Do you have your boundaries set? Have you explained to friends and family that when you're at work, you are at work? Doesn't mean you have to always be at work, right? But when you need to focus, you need to get stuff done. And don't forget, you need to stop and plan what your goals are so that you know whether you're working towards your goals, right? Makes sense. And then why? Why did you want to do this, right? There was a reason why you started. Most people start their own businesses because they have this brilliant idea. They know exactly what they want to do. They know how it's going to help people or change the world or make the world a fabulous place. And they struggle. And those are the people I try to help. So, um, because I was in the corporate world, because then I went into my own business, I know how businesses work on a large scale. And I've had my own business for 13 years. Whoa, maybe. Whoa, time flies. So, I mean, I understand where people are struggling and I want them to be able to be successful. There's so many amazing people in the world who are there to be helping people, and I want those people to be successful. So that's why I am a business coach and, coach really on anything that helps people move forward. So if anybody has questions, you can always pop them into the question box. You can pop them in after the stream as well because, hey, Carol, so nice to see you. You can pop them in afterwards as well because I do monitor all of my questions. I know I turned off my social media notifications, but I still check in on my social media on a daily basis to make sure everything is all right. And this Wednesday, by the way, I'm going to be talking about how to prioritize your tasks. And because I know on my regular Wednesday Build a Better Business video series, I've been giving you lots of tasks to do, lots of stuff to work on for your business. And I think maybe I need to help you prioritize those. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. So if there are no other questions, that's what I have for you today. Those are the things that you might start to integrate, contemplate, put into place to help you stop kind of just being in this busy space and into the space where you are actually being productive, right? Perfect. I hope you have an amazing day, actually. It's Monday. We're in the last week of October, and I want you to stay healthy. I want you to have a great week, and I will talk to you again soon. Have a great day.